Hello, I'm Brian Wellinghoff, and welcome to L3 Terms, Demystified. Today we're going to talk about responsible freedom. And when I'm talking to people about responsible freedom inside of Barry Wehmiller or in another organization, I'm often asked two questions where people are confused or mystified a little bit. The first is, which word is more important, responsibility or freedom? We'll talk about that. The second concern is that people don't know responsible freedom when they see it. They understand the words when they're written on a page, when they're talked about in a presentation, but they ask me, Brian, how do I really know what responsible freedom looks like when I see it? We'll talk about that as well. As to the first question, the key is that responsibility and freedom are in balance. One is no more important than the other. When we talk about freedom, freedom is the opportunity to exercise personal choice. It means we have the opportunity to have some ownership, some decision-making, some choice involved in how a project or team moves forward. Now, responsibility is exercising that personal choice to take actions that benefit the good of all. And especially when we talk about responsible freedom, that means not just improving your one small part of a process and pushing the issues upstream or downstream in the process. We want to take the responsibility to not just improve our own part, but as much of the entire process as we can so that it's better for everybody involved. Well, how am I going to know that? How am I going to know responsible freedom when I see it? Let's talk about that. And to do that, we need to turn to the L3 document. The L3 document contains three things that help us know responsible freedom when we see it. The first is gifts and talents. When responsible freedom is present, that means that people are engaged, empowered, they're interested to share their gifts and talents with the team and with the organization, especially when those might be usually hidden talents. They might be gifts and abilities outside someone's typical job responsibilities, stepping up to do more than they've done before. The second aspect is to have a bias for action. This means the willingness to put yourself out there, to take a little risk, to take action that helps move a project forward. The opposite of bias for action is just waiting, sitting on your hands for someone to give you direction or ask you to do something. It's the opportunity that when an idea comes up and someone needs help, someone needs the opportunity to move that forward, being willing to raise your hand and take action. And then the final component is accountability. For responsible freedom to really be present, we need to see people taking accountability, meaning walking through a process and really asking themselves, are we making things better or worse? And seeing the project through to the end until we see benefit for everybody. This isn't about blaming or talking about who is or isn't responsible. It's about evaluating how well we're doing and seeing that project through to the end. So we know responsible freedom is present when we see people sharing their gifts and talents, having a bias for action, and then taking accountability for their actions with the project. That's responsible freedom. That's what we see in our organization, the opportunity to demonstrate ownership and empowerment for people, to balance responsibility and freedom, exercising personal choice and taking action for the benefit of all, bringing our gifts and talents, our bias for action, and a culture of accountability together. That's responsible freedom. Another L3 term, demystified.